Siler tormenting Matt as Heroes continues tonight at 11. But the tangled world of the World Wide Web now here on BBC Two and the BBC HD channel, and the price to be paid for free information.
This is the story of a silent revolution that affects every person on the planet. It's about how we've become complicit in a deal that's reshaping our world. 20 years after its creation, the World Wide Web offers us unprecedented free access to information.
The benefit of a freely available source of all the world's information that literally touches every human being who can get anywhere near an internet is phenomenal.
The web is about connecting humanity, right? The web is humanity connected.
But the web's gift comes at a price. We pay in a commodity perhaps more precious than gold, with intimate information about ourselves.
People have to think more carefully about what information they want to put out and how it should be used.
I think that people are only beginning to understand what it might mean to post things about yourself on the internet.
You should lead your life differently. You should not post a photo. You probably shouldn't even take a photo that you don't want spread. I would advise against sex tapes.
I've spent the last 10 years researching and writing about the web's virtual revolution. This film is about perhaps the most profound and disturbing shift in values that it's brought about and what that means for all of us. It's about how the thoughts and desires that we express on the web are being traced, tracked, and traded in pursuit of profit.
The product online is not the content. The product online is you.
There's a risk-reward ratio here, and for us the reward is so great that whatever the risk is, we try and contain it and understand it.
This is the story of the individual, moral, and social cost of free, and whether that is a price worth paying.
This is West Point. For over 200 years, the academy here has trained United States Army's elite military leaders. This is where MacArthur, Eisenhower, and Schwarzkopf all learned the art of war. In the 21st century, cadets are being trained not just in battlefield tactics and grand strategy, but in how to deal with a threat much closer to home. The web is now part of their curriculum.
You've all heard of Trojans? It basically puts your computer under the control of someone else.
Lieutenant Colonel Greg Conti wants his cadets to understand how the web makes both governments and the people who use it exceptionally vulnerable.
And numbers vary, but
the web's one of the most popular technologies in the history of mankind. Every day a new company comes online offering new products, new services, and the tools are very compelling and they're very powerful, but what we're doing is really disclosing an unprecedented amount of information about ourselves to third parties, and that makes me very, very concerned. Digital information is slippery, and once it's out there, it moves, and you can't put the genie back into the bottle once it's out there.
Are we being naive about the amount of information that we're putting online?
We all want something for nothing. So every website we go to, every shiny new tool or service that's out there on the web, many people flock to it. And we need to consider, as we're using those tools, what are we giving away in return for this free product or service that we're getting? What are the risks involved, both on what we're giving away and the fact that the service may disappear tomorrow or may be bought by another company. So we might like their mascot now and we trust them and we like the colors of their logo, but they might not be the same company tomorrow.
20 years on from its invention, the web confronts us with a huge dilemma that's only now becoming fully apparent. Our everyday web use remains overwhelmingly free. We read news for free, we do searches for free, and we connect with friends and family for free. Or so we think. Few of us realize just how we are paying.
How much would you charge to let a stranger read your personal diary? How much would it cost them to find out your religious, political, or sexual preferences, or where your children go to school? More than money can buy? But we give away exactly this kind of information routinely every day, and we're doing it on an enormous scale. In a month, users around the world make about 76 billion searches on Google for free. In a day, we post up 3 million pictures or videos to share with friends on Flickr for free. In a month, an estimated 350 million of us browse through the world's tens of millions of blogs for free. But now look at it the other way around. And you'll see that free is an illusion. Every month, Google gathers billions of search terms that help them refine their search system and sell highly targeted advertising. Every day, Flickr receives 3 million pictures or videos next to which they can place advertising. Every month, some blogs allow advertising companies to plant a tracking device known euphemistically as a cookie on our computers that reveal our interests to commercial networks so they can send us more relevant web advertising.
The Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, I think they are the rubber balance of the 21st century, that their manner of presenting their ideas and their power is much cleverer, more sophisticated than the 19th century. But I think in 100 or 200 years, when we look back at the Googles and the YouTubes and the Yahoos, we will see people very similar to the Carnegies and the Rockefellers and the Stanfords who drove the Industrial Revolution.
We are being judged as we're walking around the internet by who the cookies say we are, and who we declare we are by our Facebook profile or our Twitter stream or what information we put into whatever website we might go to. This is a societal shift not unlike when we moved from the farms to the village, from the village to London. And all of a sudden we had to develop a social system that understood how we lived cheek by jowl in crowded areas.
The reality is, online life is a trade. You pay for a free web with the currency of information about who you are as a user and what your clicks across the web say you're interested in. Every day, in this way, we are handing over the minutiae of our lives in exchange for a free and convenient online space.
To understand how we've become consumed within the web, we need to go back 16 years and look at big business's early attempts to colonize the online world. A story that begins bizarrely with a pizza. In 1994, Pizza Hut pioneered web commerce by taking orders online. It was called PizzaNet. This virtual revolution in fast food happened here in sleepy Santa Cruz, California, which back then had one of the most wired-up populations on Earth. Now, ordering pizzas online seems obvious and routine, but at the time, this was a huge novelty.
What becomes clear when talking about PizzaNet is the incredulity with which people treated this new innovation. I mean, it even made the front page of the business section of a national newspaper. As recently as 16 years ago, people just didn't know if online commerce would work or not.
The web had originally been created by scientists who wanted to share information between themselves. Commercial data traffic was outlawed. Back then, the web and money just weren't seen as things that went together.
The spirit of the web at the beginning was of people working, as it were, under the bedclothes with the light on. People working after other people had gone home and installing a web server, sending me an email saying, oh, by the way, at the end of the workday, I installed this web server, I put some photographs on it, hope you like it.
It seemed like a brave new world. It seemed like a new democracy. It seemed like